Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Circling Seattle Sports. We're going to do something new here with the Kraken season. It is night one of the 2023 season, the third year in franchise history for Seattle's NHL franchise. We're going to do instant reactions after every game. Try to do them every single game. I'm going to try to do all 82. We're going to see how good we can do with that. Anyway, we'll get right into it. Kind of an overview of what happened in this game, sort of key things to note, things such as that. So Seattle obviously falls 4-1 in this one to Vegas. There was a lot of spectacle with this. It was Las Vegas's opening banner night. They raised their Stanley Cup banner. They showed the cup. There's all this fanfare. Puck drop originally scheduled for 7:30 didn't actually take place until 8:14 because the game prior to this one, Chicago and Pittsburgh, ran a little bit later than expected, and there was all of the festivities for the Golden Knights. So we didn't drop the puck until 8:14. The first period was good for Seattle overall. I mean, there were power play opportunities, and we'll get to special teams in a minute. Some tough things from the Kraken in that first period. Ultimately were tough there. Chandler Stevenson gets ahead of a couple of Kraken defensemen in the first period to get Vegas's first goal, and they do that on their very first shot of the night, which wasn't great. The second goal of the night, both these two came in the first period for Vegas. Came as Brandon Tanev was trying to sweep the puck out of harm's way, tried to go behind his own goal. Jonathan Marchessault was right there, right on the spot, was able to just essentially stick his puck, poke his stick out and deflect the puck into the net. And all of a sudden, it's 2-0 Las Vegas, which is really tough. I mean, you can see where Tanev was going there, maybe just a little bit careless in that instance, considering that there were two Vegas players to his left, so close to his own net. Seattle l- played a good period in period one. Just those mistakes there. Stevenson scoring on Vegas's first shot of the game and getting past, getting ahead of the Kraken defense. And then that Tanev clearing attempt, just tough. And Aiden Hill all night for Las Vegas played a really solid game. Um, yeah, that was tough. And then the third goal of the night for Vegas, even Barbashev. Is it Ivan Barbashev? I'm gonna get sure that I gotta make sure that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gets behind a pinching Vince Dunn and scores with a little bit of a chip shot past Philip Grubauer. Um, it was a tough one. Vince Dunn gets caught pinching, and it's essentially a breakaway opportunity at that point. Those first three goals aren't on Philip Grubauer. That's unrealistic to expect him to stop all of those. The fourth goal that Las Vegas got was an empty net goal, so you can't charge that against him. Philip Grubauer did end up with where we ran it up to point 0.7, but um, I believe I'm money pucking it up with a 0.63 goal saves above expected. Outside of the three goals that he allowed early on, and I say allowed loosely considering the nature that they did happen. Um, Philip played solid. He played well. I mean, this game isn't on him. I saw from some parts of the Kraken fan base and some people that cover the team uh, saying, "Oh, classic Philip Grubauer." I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about." Um, on the offensive side of things, the only goal that was scored for Seattle was for Jared McCann. A little bit of puck luck involved in this one. To begin the play, Jordan Eberle wins the faceoff, which obviously a big topic of discussion for Seattle the last two seasons has been faceoffs. Um, Eberle gets the puck back. McCann is sitting right in the garden spot and gets the puck. I think it bounces off of a Golden Knights skater, and he puts it top shelf to get Seattle on the board. It just unfortunately wasn't enough. Seattle was able to generate chances. They generated a good amount of chances, which was nice to see. They just didn't convert them. Ellie Tolvanen hit the post at one point. Will Borgen missed a chance. Vince Dunn had a few chances between the circles where he wasn't able to even put those shots on the net, unfortunately. So McCann ends up with the only goal at this point in time. Um, Yeah, it was tough because Seattle was able to generate a good amount of offense in this game. There's obviously weren't able to connect. That goes into where we go where we'll lead into now with the special teams. The penalty kill looked good. I mean, dating back to the first of January last season, the penalty kill has been excellent. They were good tonight, 4 for 4, which was big. You know, that helped stop the bleeding even more. Philip Grubauer was good again on the penalty kill. At one point, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare had to step out. We'll get to that when we get to injuries here in a second. And Alex Winberg had to step into the penalty kill. The kill looked good. The power play continues to struggle. There was a 5-minute penalty. We'll get to that with injuries as well. And Seattle got a few chances on that, but none of them were really quality. The power play, pardon me, continues to be an issue for Seattle. This morning at morning skate, the power play was something that they worked on immediately, and it didn't obviously transfer over here. The power play is going to take time. It feels like it was talked about throughout training camp. It was talked about like the last practice that we had the other day. Um, where the Jordan Eberle talked about the power play units before the team left for Vegas. Actually, wait, on Monday. Yeah, they talked about it on Monday, not the other day. Um, Talked about the power play. There was good movement from the power play. They weren't as static as they have been before. Just unable to convert, unable to play a man up, and that's really going to be something that Seattle's going to have to figure out. They easily could have been back in this game. They could have been ahead in this game, considering that 5-minute power play where it wouldn't have ended if they had scored. Just unable to do so. Again, Aiden Hill played a great game, but Seattle should be scoring on these power play opportunities. Going 0 for 4 when you've got that advantage is unacceptable. And it's, if you're going to get back to the playoffs, you're going to take it to the next level, like this team has talked about doing, they're going to have to get better with the power play. That leads us into our injury segment. Talked about that 5-minute major. Brett Howden of the Golden Knights hit Brandon Tanev when he wasn't looking. This one just doesn't belong in the game of hockey. It was the right call. 5-minute major game misconduct. His hit to the head. He didn't go through the body at all. It was a dangerous hit. Shouldn't be in the game. It's just unfortunate that Seattle wasn't able to take advantage on the 5-minute. Brendan Tanev did not return to this game. He was down on the ice for a bit. He was able to skate off on his own power. Um, After the game, head coach Dave Haxall did not provide an injury update on Brandon Tanev, which you don't like to see. And Pierre-Edouard Bellemare left at some point in the second period after blocking a shot with his hand. He did return to the game and did finish it out. But same as with Tanev, Hexel did not provide any sort of update. So maybe in that case, no news is good news. But sucked at that point because Seattle had gone down 2 of their 3 fourth line skaters were out of the game at a point in time. So that was tough, and you don't ever want to see injuries, let alone on opening night. So tough there to lose those 2 guys. Just a tough game. There were positives for sure, as I talked about. The generation of those chances. Last year, Seattle was good at preventing opportunities, preventing shots from the opposing team. They did that tonight as well. Outside of the 3 mishaps that were the first 3 goals, they did good in that regard. The penalty kill looked good. Obviously, the power play needs to improve, and they've got to take advantage of those chances. It was just kind of a game where Vegas took advantage of the opportunities that they got, and Seattle did not. So it's tough. There are a lot of overreactions. I kind of expect that from Twitter, but also from night one. I'm not taking a whole lot from night one. What I will take, the penalty kill look good. The power play still needs to improve and might take a little bit to get going. Um, and you played a Vegas team that didn't exactly lose a ton of people, so it's not like you played a bad team. Yes, dislike Vegas, all that, but they still got a talented roster and they didn't lose people. So it's a tough one. You're going to see Vegas again, obviously with the Winter Classic, but It's tough. You've got a lot of road games though this month in the month of October, including their next game in Nashville on Thursday. So you're going to have to figure it out because you're not going to be able to just stay at home and generate uh, a lot of comfort there. So and Seattle's shown that they can be good on the road. So they showed some good things here. You're gonna take the good things, try to flush them, and then go into Nashville Thursday, October 12th, at the Nashville Predators. Nashville is coming off of a loss in their first game, which was today as well. It kicked off the first of the three NHL games today, opening night, opening day. They fell to the Tampa Bay Lightning, which is that's a tough team. So I'm not going to take a ton of stock into that. So looking at this, I mean, hoping for an LA Tolvanen revenge game of sorts. But this game will be at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It will be back on Root Sports for those who are here in the state of Washington. Obviously, Root Sports and Xfinity are heavy topic discussion topics after today, where excuse me, Root went up to a more expensive package on Xfinity. I'm not going to comment on that, but it's also going to be on ESPN Plus. So that was game one of 82 for our Seattle Kraken. They start out one no wins, one loss, and no overtime losses as of yet. Um, I'm gonna hope again to try and do this every single game, get better with it, whether it's graphic wise, information wise, just get better every single game. But want to continue to do that as we continue with our coverage this season of the Kraken and moving forward. So until I see you next time, take care.